She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Casey and I hope you'll come and join the party by subscribing down below, turn on post notifications and all those good things. But today's going to just be a very quick video. I am not feeling well at the moment. It's currently the day after Boxing Day and I have been sick all of the Christmas period, which we love, no we hate. But as the year is coming to an end, I thought I would do my top 10 reads of 2022. So let's just get into the video. Okay, so these are in no particular order, but I have managed to split them into my top 5 and my top 10. But I actually have a top 9. So I've got 2 other books that I'm going to like combine to make a 10. So we're starting off with Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry. This book was such a nice YA read. I read this ages ago in February. This was the first book I read in February. I really enjoyed this book. It was nice, it was easy, like I said, it was YA, so it was like closed door. It was they were both in high school. I don't honestly, like, I really enjoyed this book, but it's not like I don't think about it that much after, like, after the first month or 2 when I read it, I did, but now I don't really think about it. So that's what made me put it like at 10 or 10.5, combined 10. But I did really enjoy it when I read it. I loved Carter. I always remember him, like, I don't know, I don't think about this book necessarily, but I think about Carter Bennett all the time. I can't even remember what the girl was called, I'm not gonna lie, so that just shows why it's not like in my top 5. But this was such a nice read, a black YA. This is my first young adults book that I have ever read, and I'm definitely gonna be reading more. I've actually got Joya's other book, which is The Confessions of an Alleged Good Girl, which I'm definitely gonna be reading in 2023, so I'm excited to read that and see how that is. But I did really enjoy this, and if you're looking for a YA, I would definitely read this. A nice romance which was just good and enjoyable and nice, easy, lighthearted, but also, why did I say it like that, but also covered some like other deeper topics, which made it enjoyable, easy, but also like just not like too much of an easy read. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like I don't like books that are just too easy. You still had to not think, but like almost, if that makes any sense. But yeah, this is my top 10. This is my top 10. This is my 10th book. Then we have 'Tis the Season for Revenge, which I'm going to put up here because I do not own this. I read it on Kindle Unlimited, but I read this at Christmas. Literally, I read it about a week ago. I really like this book. It's going to be drawn with Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry. It was such a nice, again, it was a nice, easy read. It was such a fast read. I think I read, oh yeah, I did it for a reading challenge. I read it in one day, and this video is actually probably going to go up before that video, so make sure to keep your eye out for the reading challenge. But yeah, I really liked this book as well. I did not expect to like it that much. It's kind of like, drink every time I say like, it gives very much Legally Blonde vibes, basically about her getting like payback on her ex who is trash, and Damien, we love, we stan, support to the moons and back. Like, I did not expect to love this book the way I did, but it still just didn't have enough to get into my top 9, so that's why it's just on par at top 10. So it's definitely better than some of the books I read. Also, I forgot to say that I have actually read 47 books so far, but I have 1 book left that I'm halfway through, which I'm going to finish before the year ends because I've got like 4 days left. So yeah, this is out of the 47 books I've read, my top 10. But now let's get into the top 9. Drumroll please. So like I said, in no particular order, we have the Mind F series. I'm going to put a picture of it up here because, again, I own this in the Kindle, but I don't own the physical copy, which is really annoying because when I went to do this video, I was like, wait, I own all my favourite books. Why do I not own this? So I need to buy it. But this book, this isn't actually, it is a book you can buy as a book, but it's actually a series of novellas. I'm pretty sure there is 5. I will confirm if that is right or if I just made that up. But yeah, it's a series of novellas. I read them. Why am I speaking like this? I read them. I was going to say these and I was going to say them, and it just, I read them in the space of maybe 3 days, I think, because at some point I had to take a break and just breathe and think, damn, that was a little bit crazy, because these novellas were dark, traumatizing, graphic, and bloody amazing. I have never read a book as dark and as crazy as these. Like, I genuinely, sometimes I had to shut the thing and be like, ew, like, I'm actually really sick. That's so so intense, so graphic. It's a lot, so definitely check the trigger warnings. There's probably like a whole 2 pages worth of trigger warnings for this, because I never check the trigger warnings. I just go into it blind and pray for a miracle. But yeah, these were absolutely amazing. 5 out of 5. Yeah, definitely. If you can handle these books, which if you can't, totally understandable, you're probably just very much sane, then read these books. If you can handle them, read these books, because amazing. I wish I could read them for the first time again, but I know I'm gonna wait till I kind of like forget a bit more and then reread it, because also Lana is an icon. Logan, we live, love and laugh. Them together, heart, so good. But let's move on to them, because I could, no, not onto them, let's move off of that, because I could literally talk about them for a whole video. But if you want a full review or anything, message me or comment down below, or go onto my book channel where you can find some more information. But yeah, let's go off that topic, because so then we have Hooked. Again, this book was so good. I read this for a challenge like a week or 2 ago. Again, you will be seeing this video like I just said, but this was my first kind of fairy tale retelling. I know at the beginning it says like this is not a fairy tale retelling, but that's the only way I can describe it. It's that kind of vibe. It's about Captain Hook, as you can imagine, James and Wendy and Peter. This book was so good. I cannot wait to finish the series. I believe there's already 2 out. There's 1 coming out in February. I'm so excited to finish this. I like have never read something like this, so I was just thinking like this is not gonna be for me, but I'm gonna try it out, give it a chance. Wow, I was blown away. I'm so glad I picked this up. If you have not read the series, go and read it. But again, it's dark, nowhere near as dark as the last book I just spoke to you about, but it is dark. I wouldn't really say it's like traumatized, but it's very dark. It's quite graphic. It's definitely a dark romance, but this book was so solid. Then we have Dirty Letters, which I actually read in the airport / on holiday. I actually read this on Kindle Unlimited, but I loved it so much that I had to get the physical copy, because like I bought Kindle Unlimited to save me money, but now I bought that and buy the physical books. Yeah, I would have bought it, you know what I mean? But yeah, this was so good. It has that pen pal trope, which I really enjoy since I read Punk 57, which is, some people love it, some people hate it. That's okay. I personally enjoyed it. But yeah, this was really good, and it was my first book by Penelope and V. But I'll definitely be reading more books by them. I don't know what it was about this book that just made me enjoy it so much, and I also loved the way it spoke about the main character, the girl. What was she even called? Okay, I cannot remember for the life of me what they were called in this, and if their names aren't on the back, then that is literally not my problem. I'm not going to try and figure it out, but it just means they weren't very memorable names. Sorry! But also, I just want to say, a big pet peeve of mine is when there's a man on the cover, because why is there a real person on the cover? I did not ask for that. But anyway, I just love the way the characters were described. It felt like I literally knew them, and Doc was my all-time favourite. At the ending literally threw me. I'm not going to even say about it, but if you've read it, just know the ending involving Doc was not the vibe. But I loved his character, and I just loved them all in this, and I really enjoyed this book. Definitely 18 plus, like it was doing a little bit much, but sometimes not, but sometimes. But yeah, I don't know, I just really enjoyed this book. Like there's not anything major in my head that I'm like, this was so amazing and I can remember it, but I just enjoyed it. Do you ever get that, like you read a book and then afterwards you're kind of like, what even happened? But I loved it, but what happened? Anyway, the last book before we get into the top 5 is none other than The Do-Over by T.L. Swan. This is the last and final book in the Miles High Club series about Christopher. I loved this book, and you know I loved it because I ate it up in one sitting. First of all, I got given this as an ARC, which I was so excited about because it's my second ever ARC, and I was actually screaming when I found out I got it as an ARC, and I read it straight away. It was so good, and I found out when I was looking at my Goodreads like statistics, this was the longest book I read this year. It's like nearly 600 pages, and I read it in one sitting, and it's the only book I read in one sitting, well, other than novellas. But yeah, this was so good. It was basically about him going to like backpack and like find himself. I'm not getting into like the description of these books, I'm just letting you know what I think. And It was so good. I loved his character development. I loved the relationships he made. Not only the relationships, but like the friendships, the little boy in this book. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I just don't want any spoilers. Honestly, if you're going to read these books, go into them blind. I go into every single book I read blind, but this book was so good. Did I cry at the end? Mind your business. And finally, we're into the top 5. Like I said, these top 5 are in no particular order, but these are my 5 favourite books of 2022. Starting off, we have Lotus. This book was unreal. I had never read a Jennifer I had never read a Jennifer Hartman book before. When I read this, straight as soon as I finished it, I had to read another book by her, and I bought like 3 other books by her because it was so good. Also, I read it on the Kindle and it felt quite long, but then when I bought it, I was like, you're actually kind of skinny. But the book was so good. It was all about Oliver Lynch, who I love. He had literally been kidnapped. What? So as you can imagine, it was quite traumatic. There was check trigger warnings because there was a lot of like backstories and stuff with it that was kind of like a lot. But I just loved the book. I loved the way that Jennifer wrote this book, that you actually felt like Oliver had missed years of his life being like kept away. His innocence and a lot of the things she added in really felt like real, and it made me connect with him so much, and I just loved this book. It was 5 out of 5. Literally the only way I could describe it is a masterpiece. Like, this was so good. If you haven't read this book, literally go and read it right now, and I'm not even joking. Go and read it. You don't need to know anything about it. Go and read it. Check the trigger warnings if you want, like if you need to check them, but if not, go into it blind. Start reading the book. It was so good. You'll probably cry, you'll probably smile, and you'll also definitely laugh, and then you'll probably cry again, and you'll also gasp like, oh, because I did a lot of times. Although I kind of figured it out, and then when the actual thing happened, I was like, oh, I didn't see that one coming. But not per for the plot twist, not per for what the actual heck was going on in this book. Okay? Then we have The Takeover, also by T.L. Swan. This is the second book in the Miles High Club series. This is by Tristan and Claire, who is a single mom. Oh, I don't know why, but it made me really like love the single parent trope. I don't know why, but it was just good. This book was written so well. I loved Tristan's relationship with the kids, and the way that like the relationship just continues throughout the other books, I loved so much, and I can't wait to read Miles Ever After, which comes out in February. I'm pretty sure it comes out on Valentine's Day. Can't wait to read it. But this was 5 out of 5. I read this, I think, in January, so a long time ago, and I still to this day cannot stop thinking about it. So we love. My camera's about to bloody die. My camera is about to die when it literally had loads of charge. What are you playing at? Okay, so it has been a few hours and I am back. I've been out, my camera has charged. I did actually film the rest of the video on my phone, but the quality just wasn't giving, and that wasn't gonna give me enough to put this online. So I'm back to finish off where I started. I hope the energy stays the same throughout this video, but we're gonna start off strong. We're still in the top 5. I have done 2 of my top 5, and what do we left? So Twisted Love. I absolutely loved this book. This is the first book in the Twisted series, and when I tell you this was the best start to a series, because I devoured this book. I absolutely loved it, and it was one of those books, and I always see these things that it's like, if you took the romance away from the book, would it still have a plot? Yes, this would, because we had Alex. Wow. First of all, I am an Alex stan. This is an Alex fan page. If he had 1 fan, it's me. If he has 100 fans, I'm the #1. If he has 0 fans, I'm dead, because that's how much we stand Mr. Volkov right here. But it has Alex in it, it has Ava in it, it has Ava's whole friendship group, it has Ava's mum, Ava's dad, all the drama with that. It has Ava, no. It has Alex, his whole family stuff, his uncle, everything going on with him. Like, there's so much plot to this book, and I really love this book. 5 stars. Like, if this description does not already tell you that this book was a 5-star, I literally read this either in February or March. Why do I still think about it every single waking minute of every day? That's what I'm wondering. Because I could literally be chopping up a carrot at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm thinking about Alex. I could be washing the dishes at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday and I'm probably thinking about something that happened in this book and just being like, wow, because I loved it. And a lot of people don't like this. I don't understand that. We are not the same. I don't understand that, but I really enjoyed this. Yeah, and it's a brother's best friend. Like, that introduced me to my absolute love for this trope, because yes, every time, yes. Let me stop talking about this because you can just understand that this is it for me. This is yes. Switching up a little bit, we have this amazing book, Better Than the Movies. This was such a nice read. The only way I can describe this book is, just pause. Picture this. You're lying on your bed, on your stomach, your feet are up in the air, they're kicking backwards and forwards like this, and you're just smiling from ear to ear, just giggling like a little schoolgirl, like hee kikiing, and you're blushing. You're a little bit warm because you have butterflies in your stomach. That is how this book will make you feel. This, okay, if you have not seen The Duff, what are you doing? And if you have, this is literally The Duff, but she's not The Duff. He's even called Wes. He's literally called Wesley. What? The Duff is one of my favorite movies, like a literal comfort movie, but this is so good. And like I said, it's YA, so it's closed doors, so literally anyone can read it. I probably say like 12 plus, but it's so good. It was so cute, it was so wholesome, but like it still had such a good storyline, such a good plot. Like, I really liked it. Also, at the beginning of every chapter it has like a little what do you call it, like a little quote from like different romance movies, so that was also quite nice. And it's just such a cute colour. Like, I just love the little pop of colour this gave me. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book. And I've only read 2 YA books this year and both of them made it into this video, so that just shows I clearly need to read more YA. Duh. And last but definitely not least, drum roll please, birthday girl. This is controversial because a lot of people don't like this book. A lot of people are gonna be mad about this one. Like I said, this is in no particular order, so I'm not saying this is my top read or my fifth read. It's just somewhere amongst the middle. But this was really good. I really enjoyed it. I read it while I was on holiday in Mexico, and it was just so good. Also, like, in this bit she's like in the water and then like, wait, it's like water, so it was just so aesthetically pleasing reading it by the pool. But it is a forbidden romance, an age gap, her ex's dad, a slow burn, so yeah, it's a lot of stuff in it that people don't want to read and that they don't like. I understand, don't read it. I'm not forcing you. I'm not holding a gun up to your head telling you get down and read this book right now, but you should. But don't if you don't want to. Don't come for me. I'm not. Just if you want to read it, read the book, okay? But yeah, I loved this book and I enjoyed it. Pike, if you know, you know. If you right there, if you know, okay? This book was so good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Also, I think the fact, like, with the whole age gap thing, why people don't like it is like they deep it so much. But one, I remember there was an age gap the whole time because obviously it's literally her ex's dad, like, obviously there's an age gap, but I didn't actually remember what the age gap was because there's more going on in the book, and it's a book. You don't have to be so for real. This is literally a book. Everybody, if you don't want to read it, don't read it. Shush. But yeah, this, The Birthday Girl. I really enjoyed this book, although it was a slow burn, but I don't mind. I don't mind. I love this. I love me a slow burn when it has Pike in it. But anyway, that is the end of this video. Those were my top 10 and a half, 10 and 3/4, 10 and a third, I don't know what you want to call it, books of 2022. And I cannot wait to read some more amazing books in 2023. I have so many books. Like, my room looks crazy right now because I've had to move all my books to get all of these ones for the video, but there's so many books I want to read. I've got so many series I want to read. I want to read like the Dirty Air series. I want to read the Billionaire Dreamland series. I want to read the one that's called like A Lie for a Lie. What's it called? Yeah, the one that's got A Lie for a Lie, A Secret for a Secret, A Favor for a Favor. It's right there, so that's why I'm just looking at it. There are so many books. Oh, the Selection series, like I've got so many books here that I want to read, and so many standalones I want to read, and so many on my Kindle I want to read, and I am literally, when I speak about how many books and what books I want to read next year, like, I don't know, I need to put my hand away because I'm literally so excited. So let me know what books you read this year and you loved down below, or on my Bookstagram, or in my comments, or in my messages, wherever you want to do that. Let me know so I can read them. Duh, because sharing is caring, and we care, right? Right? That's what I thought. But yeah, I can't wait for 2022. No. Pause. I can't wait for 2023. And I'm just so grateful for such a good year. I had such a good reading year. I nearly read 50 books. My book goal was only 35, so I did so good considering last year I read 6. And the year before that, 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 and da-da-da-da-da. Zero. I read 0 books. So I'm happy. I'm gonna read more next year, and I can't wait. If you guys like this video, don't forget to do all that YouTube stuff, and I'll see you later. Bye!
See ya!